Yeah, so it wouldn't be, then that's not first impression, because I've seen this man do it for an awfully long time. He has great vision and the ability to get the puck through, and I mean, he's done it his career. It's why he's the special player that he is. So I think some of the more veteran guys like that, it doesn't matter whether we've worked on the power play or not. They've been on the power play their whole lives, so we hadn't done video on it, haven't touched it on ice. Penalty killing isn't where it's going to be, so special teams isn't really a chunk of the game we would spend a lot of time on, but the skill level's there for sure.
You said you thought the guys might be a little tired, obviously, with the camp coming into this game, but both first periods, a lot of jump.
Yeah.
Surprising?
No, I think we've kind of historically, they've got it right coming out. I thought especially in the second game that there was an energy drop after the first period, and it was a bit of a grind for them, but I'd hoped that it would be. They didn't bring their 5 best players, and we split our teams, so we should have won both games. I'm not talking about the quality of play, just in terms of personnel, and that's about it.
Naki giving 2 goals in that first game, just what you saw from him, and also just having him with Etu and Lundy out there, just what the 2 of them could do to help him.
All the things away from the puck that a young man doesn't yet know is important. So his hand skills and the 2 goals. I mean, he's at a pro level with what he can do with the puck, and then both Lundell and Lustranen are elite at all the other parts of the game, hunting pucks down, doing the heavy work, and then making good decisions when to release the puck, when not, to try to create more. And I think you saw that in the second period. An awful lot of turnovers in that, and but I didn't kind of even try to curtail that. There's young guys that are skilled that want to show it, want to show their skill level. So Aki did a good job showing his, and then now we have to fit that skill level into the games as they get more. We'll go fairly young lineups in the next 3 games. They'll get tested a little bit more, so that there will be a cost to a turnover. We scored early and kind of often in both games, so there wasn't a cost to the turnover. I didn't bench anybody, didn't change anybody's line, so they'll start to feel the pressure then as we get closer and closer to decision days to make good decisions.
Will Lockwood looked like he was doing a little bit of everything out there. What did you think of his game tonight?
I liked it, but I've also liked this whole camp. So we will, when I say we go with a younger lineup, maybe that's not accurate by age, but we'll go with the next 3 lineups are decision guys, and he is in that mix. And even a player like Asplund, who didn't play tonight, similar style of game, really on the puck, really good skater. So we have, I believe we're going to have some very difficult decisions because the guys battling for the open positions are legitimate hockey players.
And just to see Spencer Knight out there play.
Yeah.
Just to, get back out there. It's been since February.
Good and sharp, right? It's been a while, but there wasn't a warm-up for him in terms of training camp. He stepped in the net and looked like he had, been with us right to the end. So he is back in form. He looks good. He looks strong. I'm happy for him because it was a journey and it was a challenge, and he met that challenge, and I'm aware that it's something that he continues with his program every day, but he's had a good camp. He's looked strong.
I know special teams wasn't something you guys worked on as much, but John Ludwig went out there and looked pretty good on the penalty kill, blocked some shots, made some hits. What do you think of his game?
I like that. So John didn't play much last year. We got a little bit of a look at him in training camp, but not a whole lot. So this is kind of his coming out party for the coaching staff here. We get to learn a little bit. He is one of those guys that even in the first 3 or 4 days of training camp, he's going to work real hard, but there's an edge to his game, a physicality to his game that we can't really find in practices. It has to be found in games against real opponents, and I was happy with this first game.
We always say you need multiple goalies throughout the season. Obviously, Ned had a great game, but it seemed like all 4 guys in the zone.
Yeah, we gave them the opportunity to work tonight there. I thought I think after the 3rd breakaway that Sergei stopped, we might tighten that up a little bit, but yeah, we afforded our goalies an opportunity to make some saves and look good.
Speaking of some of the junior kids, any thoughts after this doubleheader of making some moves, or are you going to take some guys to Carolina?
I think there's we are mindful that major junior seasons start, and I mean, if you've drafted a guy in the top 3 and he may make the jump from junior to the NHL, those guys would stay, but we would be more inclined to give our young players who've had really good camps, we'll get them back to their teams earlier rather than later.
And these are good opportunity, not opportunity, but learning experiences, to
it's
play
great.
against men, professional guys.
There are a lot of teams that won't play their junior players in an exhibition game. They come in, they get their handful of days of camp, and off they go. To get an NHL exhibition game out of junior hockey is a great learning experience for them. They come back to camp next year, and some of these guys know they're probably going back to junior again. But that's all, it all builds, so that when they come out and they turn pro and they come to our camp, they're looking to make the team.
Yeah, they take it with them.
For sure.
You hope anyway.
No, for sure. I think the 4 days for those guys, the practicing almost even. It's not the systems we run at because they're going to go back to junior. It's completely different. But you get to skate on a line for a player like Grayson. He's got Sam Reinhart and Ryan Lomberg. He's on the ice with 2 NHL players. That's a great experience.
And then Steven Lorentz's defensive game, if we get out there on the penalty kill 5-on-5, what do you think of?
Yeah, I would agree. And as soon as you say something, and I speak specifically on it, the first thing that pops up are the other 2 guys that I thought were pretty similar like that, and True and Stenlin. These guys are all competing for jobs, but we got a real competition going on here. These next 3 games are critical for all of them.
Now, you mentioned the competition. Looks like there's going to be a couple guys on the bubble for one of those last couple defensive spots
Yeah.
for the next couple games. How is that evaluation going to be? Are you going to sit out more of the NHL ready
Correct.
guys? Or, okay.
Correct. I mean, I think I don't need to see Anton Forsling, right? And then, but even with that, Ekman Larson will have lots of discussion because he hasn't played for a while. He missed a whole bunch of games, and he likes to play them to get into his rhythm. So priority 1 here is get your NHL guys ready. That's the first thing that we have to do. Priority 2 is give out enough of an opportunity that a player can legitimately show what he can bring to our team. But that opportunity is never as much as they'd like, certainly for the players who don't make the cut. We're going to get these guys 4 or 5 games if we can, and they've got to do it then.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank
Do you think that could